Hello. I'd like to introduce you to the 4 S's of wine tasting. That would be swirl, sniff, sip, and spit. And if you're like me, there's a 5th S. That's score. My name is Matt Kettmann. I'm a journalist for the Santa Barbara Independent, where I've been for 25 plus years. I'm also the lead critic for Wine Enthusiast Magazine, covering the Central Coast, Southern California, and the Languedoc-Roussillon region of Southern France. So I review 200 to 300 wines a month, 20 to 30 wines a day. UPS comes, FedEx comes, GLS comes. Oftentimes winemakers themselves will drop off a case of wine to review. I file the wines away, so I have 3 different coolers, and I will try those wines blind up against similar wines and then score them.
I'm Joanna Kettmann. I set up the wines for the tasting that Matt does every morning.
And she loves it, right?
Some of the time.
It's a pain in the ass.
And it can be fun in between my espresso and getting the kids out the door.
I write for a general audience. I can get technical, but generally I find that people are interested in the stuff that I'm interested in, which is the history of a place, which is the landscape of a place. As far as I know, I'm the only Central Coast-based critic of the Central Coast for a major publication.
He's a voice for us. He's a voice with us, right? His advocacy is profound.
And I'm biased. I think it's like one of the best wine regions in the world. On one end of the appellation, you can grow Pinot Noir, Chardonnay, cool climate Syrah and Rhônes. Midway through, you're growing riper Syrah, and then by the end, you're growing Cabernet, Sauvignon Blanc, and that's all happening within a 25-mile span. And people don't believe that, but the reality is that it's actually true, and you can taste the wines against other wines of the world, and it stands up. Going into vineyards, going to wineries, traveling to wine regions is the best part of the job by far. Everything tastes better at the place where it's made, or in the vineyard where it was grown.
Matt is boots on the ground, tasting the earth, drinking the gifts, understanding the temperature and the wind flow, and primarily the people. That's where the love comes from.
My career started as someone that wrote features about winemakers. So that involved going to wineries, going to vineyards, interviewing winemakers, interviewing grape growers, learning about their processes. And the rest is Chard. Yeah. I learned how to taste wine by hanging out in vineyards. I didn't take any classes. I never took any tests. I have no certifications to speak of. I just have my work product and my ability to connect with people as a journalist.
There's like no prejudice, no bias, no preconceptions with him. He goes into things, and it's such a beautiful quality. I mean, I think we can all learn from that.
Yeah.
We did a series.
So if you go Zacca Station Road, you run kind of right into it, right there, right when it turns to Falcon Canyon. Yeah.
So beautiful.
Oh, this is just classic stuff. And then it's kind of a new brand called Legacy Wine Group.
Okay.
And
but I had some winemakers from Roussillon in town last week, like tiny production guys that are like.
One of the best freaking spots. Like all,
Sometimes I go to a brand new winery and there's a lot of learning to go on, or other times I'll go into a place like Brander Vineyard where I've been many times. I've written a number of stories about, included them in my book. And so when you go into a place like that, it's just like going to your friend's house, basically. In a situation where you're about to try selections from 20 vintages of the Reserve Cab, you pay attention. There's a bit of a dance that goes on where you're following the lead, right? I mean, this is Fred's show. Everyone's tasting wine, you're taking notes, and you kind of wait for Fred to say something because you're kind of curious what he has to say.
Matt is so low key. That's part of why I think it's so easy to tell him things and share things, and why people are comfortable presenting to him or submitting wines to him.
I don't think Matt's a tastemaker. I think he's more than that, beyond that. It's about sort of the understanding of a place, a maker, a vineyard, a bottle of wine.
Chardonnay is Sandor and Hem. Proprietors were both scientists, husband and wife. They were, I forget what kind of scientists they were, but they were actual scientists. Not rocket.
People ask me how I got into wine, and I say, well, I like drinking.
This is actually a port wine from San Jose. There's a new winery in San Jose, the town of my birth. Because of the pace of wine, as compared to beer or liquor, it does open a portal to being more connected to people. I am making sure that you have enough. I'm making sure that I have enough. I'm making sure the other part of the table has enough. And if not, I'm making sure that we're about to order the right bottle. One of the most popular questions to ask me is, what's my favorite wine? It's kind of a ridiculous question. I taste 200 to 300 wines a month, thousands a year. My least favorite wine is a bad wine. That's garbage.
We were at a dinner a couple of years ago, and Matt said, people forget that 90 points is really, really, really good.
Whenever I drop off wines in his driveway, he and Joanna are so kind about just people just doing that. And we know that we've done the very best we can, right? And that's all we can do. And so the outcome is the outcome.
And you can see how fresh the wine is, often by the color. And if you're super comfortable, even get higher. Look up here. You can totally see the colors that way. Magentas, fuchsias, super dark reds, all good signs of a young, fresh wine. But what really swirling does is it releases the aromatic compounds of a wine. In this case, I'm getting seaweed, I'm getting wet clay, and I'm getting definitely a strong hint of black raspberry. Let's see what it tastes like. That's a mouth-filling wine right there. And score. It's quite viscous, thick with elderberry paste flavors that lead into a spicy black pepper finish.